Retained earnings account. On the credit side, 2024, March the 1st, we'll have our balance brought forward. And the balance brought forward is 212,000 Rand. Then on the credit side, 2024, September the 25th. Let's enter that transaction. 2024, September the 25th. We repurchased that 20,000 shares, but remember in the retained earnings account, we take the difference. So we repurchased it at R2.80 per share. Our average issue price is R2.30. So R2.80 minus R2.30 gives me 50 cents. So the company will repurchase the difference in the retained earnings at 50 cents per share. So we will have bank. We'll go to our cash payments journal. $20,000 times 50 cents gives me 10,000 Rand. Then on the 2025, February the 28th, we will have our carried over amount on the credit side. Let's fill that in. Balance carry over. We will determine that just now. And then on the credit side, 2025, February the 28th. We will go to our appropriation account. Journal. With an amount of 600,300 Rand. If we say 212,000 and we add 600,300, we get a main total of 812,300. We also make that equal to the debit side. So 812,300 minus 10,000 gives me a balance carryover of 802,300. So March the 1st on the credit side. we have a balance brought forward of 802,300. SARS income tax account. On the credit side, we'll have our opening balance on 2024 March the 1st. We're going to say balance brought forward. And our balance brought forward is 6,700 Rand. Then on the debit side, we made our payments to SARS on March the 3rd. So 2024 March the 3rd. We are going to write bank because we're making a payment. That's going to go to our cash payments journal. And we're paying the 6,700 Rand. To square both sides, the debit and the credit side. Then on the 28th of August, we made another provisional payment of 145,000 Rand. So on the debit side, we are going to say August 28th. Bank. Also the cash payments journal. And the amount is 145,000 Rand. Then on the 25th of February 2025, we made another payment for the outstanding amount. They estimated that we need to pay SARS 285,000. So I know my main totals need to be 285,000. So the debit and the credit side needs to be 285,000. So what is the payment that I need to make on the 25th of February? 285,000 minus 145,000 gives me 140,000 to be paid. So on the debit side, the next year, 2025, February, and it's on the 25th that we're making the payments. And we will also write bank. It also goes to the cash payments journal. And the amount is 140,000 Rand. Then on the credit side, At the end of February, 28 February 2025, they said we made a net profit of 940,000 Rand, and 30% of that amount is our income tax. So 940,000 times 30% gives me 282,000 that needs to be paid over to SARS. So on the credit side, our date will be 2025 February. It will be on the 28th. We will write income tax. Goes to the general journal. And the amount is 282,000. So we paid SARS too much. We paid 285,000 instead of 282,000 Rand. So SARS owes us 3,000. So we will have a balance carryover of 3,000 Rand. So on the debit side, March the 1st, we will have a balance brought forward of 3,000. Shareholders for dividends account, 2024 March the 1st, we will have ordinary share dividends. General journal. With the amount of 44,800. That is the amount of shares we declared at the end of last year, but never paid it over. And then the question says on the 6th of March, we paid it over to our shareholders. So on the debit side, 2024 March, the 6th, we are going to write bank. And that will go to our cash payments journal because we're making a payment. And we are paying 44,800. Now both sides, the debit and the credit side, is square. Then if we read further, on the 9th of September, another dividend of 6 cents per share was declared. We have to determine what is our ordinary issued shares on the 9th of September, what is the amount of shares we have in issue. And to determine that, we go to our opening balance. Our ordinary share capital is 736,000 Rand, divide by the 2 Rand 30 per share. That is our average issue price. And then we get an answer of 320,000 ordinary shares. So we are going to declare 6 cents per share on the 320,000 shares. So on the credit side, September the 9th, we're going to write ordinary share dividends. General journal. And we're going to take our 320,000 ordinary shares times 6 cents to give us 19,200. And then on the 10th of October, we made the payment to our shareholders for that amount. So on the debit side, October the 10th, we're going to say Bank CBJ. R19,200. To make both sides square, debit and credit side is now square. And then lastly, on the 28th of February 2025, another 11 cents per share was declared as dividends. But again, we need to calculate what is our ordinary shares at that stage. So the total number of ordinary shares would be the 320,000 shares minus the 20,000 shares we repurchased, plus the 50,000 shares we issued on the 30th of November, to give us a total of 350,000 shares. At 11 cents per share, gives us 38,500 Rand. So on the credit side, remember your dates are very important. It will be 2025, February the 28th. Ordinary share dividends. General journal. $38,500. So that's the 350,000 multiplied by 11 cents. Not 350, yeah, 350,000 shares. That's our ordinary shares at that stage, multiplied by 11 cents to give you 38,500 Rand. In the appropriation account, we take the income tax, ordinary share dividends, and retained income to the profit and loss accounts. Okay, so on the debit side, we're going to write income tax, general journal, and that was the 282,000 that we are paying over to SARS. Well, we paid more, but that we owe to SARS was 282,000 for the financial year. We will also take our ordinary share dividends. General journal. And the ordinary share dividends that we declared for the financial year was the 19,200 and the 38,500. If we add those two amounts together, we get 57,700. And then retained income. Also the general journal. $600,300. And that again is our balancing figure, because they said the net profit amounted to 940,000 Rand. So on the debit side, we are going to write 940,000. And we're going to make that equal to the credit side. So we know our profit and loss account is 940,000. Also the general journal. (1.2.2) Calculate the total ordinary owner's equity on 28 February 2025. So to calculate the ordinary owner's equity, you take the ordinary share capital at the end of the year plus the retained income at the end of the year. So let's do that. Ordinary share capital plus retained income equals, so it will be the 855,000 plus the 802,300 and that gives us a total of 1,657,300 Rand. And this is how you would complete this exercise.